The row between the owners and the players now faces the threat of a lockout, where the clubs prevent the players from playing for next season. Talks have broken down over the split in the league's revenue, with the owners wanting to increase their 40% share of the league's $9 billion income. The current deal expires at midnight Eastern Standard Time, that's 5 a.m. GMT, with no sign of a resolution. Now to basketball, where away matches are usually called road games, but this week the NBA is taking a rather longer trip all the way across the Atlantic. Ashley House took the relatively short trip to East London's O2 Arena to find out more.
On Friday and Saturday nights here at the O2 Arena in London, basketball history will be made when two regular season NBA games will take place in Europe for the very first time. The New Jersey Nets and the Toronto Raptors are both struggling towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference with no real hopes of playoff places, but they've made the journey across the Atlantic as part of the NBA's drive to become a truly international league. The Nets have played in England before, beating the Miami Heat at the O2 in the 2008 pre-season. That was one of 4 sold-out NBA Europe live games in London over the past few seasons, the start of NBA Commissioner David Stern's dream of a European league within 10 years. The push to Europe has been controversial, but Toronto head coach Jay Triano is a fan of the idea.
There's 82 games throughout the season, and I don't think anybody's going to remember at the end of the year Game 65. But they're going to remember the trip to London, England, and they're going to remember the hospitality that we were shown here and the fact that they got to perform in front of a different set of eyes that they would probably never get to perform in front of live. So I think it's all positive for our players. Not
everyone's so sure, though, and the Nets' deadline deal, two-time All-Star point guard Darren Williams, can certainly see the difficulties.
We've been talking about having, a franchise or a separate league over here, or a division over here. I just don't know how it will work. It would be tough, I think, to play, consistent games over here and for teams to come over and play games over there. But
in the midst of that ongoing discussion, the NBA Global Community Outreach Initiative, NBA Cares, was also on show. Since October 2005, the league, players and teams have raised over $145 million and built more than 525 places where families can live, learn and play around the world. In London, local children were given a basketball clinic by some of the game's biggest stars. 1, 2, 3. Of course, both teams will certainly be looking for victories in the back-to-back games, but you can't help thinking that this is probably a trip that the players could do without in the middle of an 82-game season. This event, though, is not about the matchup on the court. It's about basketball looking for new markets. And if the sellout crowds in London are anything to go by, they might just be getting somewhere. I'm Ashley House at the O2 Arena in London.
And that's all the sport. Back to you, Imran.
Thanks for that, Stuart. Just a quick reminder, you're always welcome to visit us online. AlJazeera.net/English is the address where you'll find news, special reports, blogs and a wide range of opinion. I'm not going anywhere. I hope you're not too. See you after the break.
Hello, welcome to a look at the international forecast. We have heavy rain now making its way back into southern Queensland. You can see how the cloud is gathering, it's building, and we will see some very big downpours here over the next few days. A thoroughly wet weekend to come then. Friday sees that rain setting in through southern Queensland. Brisbane will see further problems. That wet weather still very much in place as we go on through Saturday. As you can see, it nudges a little further northwards, but it will stay very disturbed. Joining up with those tropical showers into Northern Territory, into tropical parts of Australia. And then we've got a line of showers coming down into Western Australia. I think for Perth, it should stay largely dry at around 30 Celsius, but showers not too far away. It's hot down towards the southeast. We'll see temperatures 31 Celsius for Adelaide. Not quite so warm there for Melbourne, 24. That's a comfortable temperature, as will be the case over the next few days, with plenty of sunshine. Not too much sunshine on offer for New Zealand, on the other hand. I think for Christchurch, I think it should be largely dry through Friday. We have had problems with some extremely windy weather here, and that will continue to be the case over the next couple of days. And if anything, it will turn increasingly wet as we make our way through the weekend. For Southeast Asia, well, it's sunshine and showers with more very heavy rain for Vietnam.
احنا الجزيره الانجليزي عم نسال الناس ليش جايين اليوم. Wherever the news, whatever the story,
Sí, por eso, si me regala antes de ir un... Carlos, we got it.
Al Jazeera.
The relocation of the Ahmadiyya has magnified the issue of religious intolerance in Indonesia. Is this inevitable in a multicultural society? And is the government turning a blind eye? 101 East at this time on Al Jazeera.
From the world to your phone. Al Jazeera Mobile.
Opposition supporters in Libya pay their respects to the anti-Gaddafi fighters killed in the battle for Breka. Hello, I'm Imran Garda. This is Al Jazeera, live from Doha, bringing you extensive coverage of developments in Libya.
The violence must stop. Muammar Gaddafi has lost legitimacy to lead, and he must leave.
The US president has his strongest words yet for the Libyan leader, saying the whole world is outraged. 6 women are shot dead in Cote d'Ivoire as they march in support of presidential claimant Alassane Ouattara. Egypt gets another new prime minister as Mubarak's man quits. Mourners have been paying their respects to rebel fighters who died fighting forces loyal to leader Muammar Gaddafi. Several men were killed during battles to defend the Breka oil refinery in eastern Libya from a counter-attack by government forces. Anti-government rebels now say they've cleared Breka of government forces. And Al Jazeera's Jackie Rowland explains.
The battle for eastern Libya rages on, from the air and on the ground. The rebels' advanced positions are now about 50 kilometers west of the town of Breka. Pro-Gaddafi bombers make sorties overhead. The rebels fight back in any way they can.
The airplane came and we fight them. Then they bombed us with 3 bombs. This is the one, and the other one there, and the third one there.
The bombers missed their target. Local people think they were aiming at an oil facility, crucial to the war effort in the east of the country. The town of Breka remains in rebel hands for now. The fighters are under-equipped and poorly trained, but they are armed with a passionate will to get rid of Muammar Gaddafi. The battle has claimed its first victims, 6 men from the nearby town of AlJazeera. They rallied to the front